If your erections no longer feel as strong as they once were, if your energy feels completely drained, if you find yourself withdrawing from intimacy not because you don't want it, but because your body simply isn't responding anymore, then listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. This may not be aging. This may be something far simpler and far more correctable. A deficiency in 3 specific vitamins that your body is silently crying out for. I'm Dr. David, a men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping men over 60 regain the energy, vitality, and sexual confidence they thought was lost for good. Here's what most doctors won't tell you. Many older men aren't lacking desire. They're lacking circulation, stamina, and hormone support. And in most cases, the solution doesn't start in a pharmacy. It starts in your kitchen. Today, I'll show you exactly which 3 vitamins every man over 60 should be taking and how they can help restore natural erections, boost testosterone, and bring your energy back to life. Stay with me because in just a moment, I'll also reveal the most dangerous mistake men make when taking these vitamins and how to avoid it starting tonight. Before we dive in, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another vital health tip designed specifically for men over 60. And if this message speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0. And let me know how I can make this content even more helpful for you. Alright, let's get straight to it, starting with the first and most overlooked key to restoring blood flow and natural erections in men over 60. It's something your body used to produce effortlessly, especially when you spent time outdoors. But as you age, levels drop sharply. And so does your circulation, energy, and performance. I'm talking about vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin. But for you, it may just be the foundation for getting your strength and confidence back. Let me explain why. Vitamin D, the blood flow activator. I want you to meet Samuel, a 64-year-old former police sergeant who sat in my office with his head in his hands. "Doc," he said, his voice thick with frustration, "I still feel desire for my wife. After 38 years of marriage, I still want her. But when we try to be intimate, my body just won't respond. It's like everything shut down overnight." Samuel had been to multiple specialists. He'd tried various medications. He'd even considered expensive procedures. But no one had examined the one factor that was sabotaging his body's natural responses. When I tested Samuel's vitamin D levels, the results were alarming but not surprising. At just 16 nanograms per milliliter, his levels were critically low, far below the 50 to 80 nanograms per milliliter range needed for optimal male function. Here's what most men don't understand about vitamin D. It's not actually a vitamin at all. It's a powerful hormone that controls thousands of cellular functions, including the production of nitric oxide, the master molecule that controls blood vessel dilation. Think of your circulatory system as a complex highway network. Vitamin D is like the traffic control system that keeps all the lanes open and traffic flowing smoothly. Without adequate vitamin D, those highways become narrow, congested, and unable to deliver blood where your body needs it most. After age 60, your skin's capacity to synthesize vitamin D from sunlight decreases by up to 70%. Combined with spending more time indoors and dietary changes, this creates a perfect storm for deficiency that directly impacts masculine function. Samuel's recovery protocol was straightforward but precise. We started him on 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily, the bioactive form that your body readily recognizes and utilizes, not the inferior D2 found in many supplements. I also recommended 20 minutes of morning sunlight exposure when possible, and incorporating vitamin D-rich foods like wild salmon, grass-fed beef, and pasture-raised eggs into his weekly meal plan. The changes weren't immediate, but they were profound. By week 4, Samuel reported better sleep quality. By week 8, his energy was noticeably higher. And by week 12, he came to his appointment with something I hadn't seen before: genuine confidence. "Doctor," Samuel told me with a smile that reached his eyes, "I feel like I stepped back into my own body. My wife says I'm the man she fell in love with all those years ago." But here's the crucial insight. Even optimal blood flow means nothing if your cells don't have the energy to utilize it effectively. Your circulatory highways might be wide open, but without cellular fuel, you're still running on empty. That's where our second essential nutrient becomes the game changer: vitamin B12, the cellular energy factory. This brings me to Marcus, a 67-year-old retired airline pilot who came to me completely baffled by his condition. "Doctor," he explained, "I maintain the same sleep schedule I've had for decades. I eat nutritious meals. I stay moderately active. But I wake up exhausted, struggle through the afternoon, and by evening, I'm completely depleted." Marcus had consulted with multiple physicians. His standard blood panels came back normal for his age. But Marcus refused to accept that perpetual fatigue was simply his new reality. When I conducted comprehensive nutrient testing, including vitamin B12 levels, the mystery was solved. Marcus was severely deficient, and his body was essentially operating in survival mode. Here's a statistic that should alarm every man over 60. Nearly 45% of older men are deficient in vitamin B12, yet the majority of doctors never test for it unless specifically requested. As you age, your stomach's acid production decreases significantly, which means you can't efficiently extract B12 from food sources like meat, eggs, and dairy, even if you consume them regularly. Your digestive system might only be absorbing 10 to 20% of the B12 you're eating. Vitamin B12 functions like the ignition system in your body's engine. Without adequate levels, your cells cannot efficiently convert food into usable energy, regardless of how well you eat or how much you rest. But B12 deficiency creates problems far beyond simple fatigue. It directly impairs the production of healthy red blood cells, your body's oxygen delivery system. When these cells are compromised, every organ system suffers. Your brain experiences fog and confusion. Your muscles feel weak and unresponsive. Your cardiovascular system struggles to maintain performance. And critically, your body's ability to respond to physical and emotional stimulation diminishes dramatically. Many men who fear they're developing cognitive decline or early dementia are actually experiencing severe B12 deficiency, a completely preventable and reversible condition. We started Marcus on 2,000 micrograms of methylcobalamin daily, the pre-activated form of B12 that bypasses the need for liver conversion. This is crucial because many older men have compromised liver function that prevents proper B12 activation. Within 10 days, Marcus called to report that his afternoon energy crashes had disappeared. By 1 month, his mental clarity had returned to levels he hadn't experienced in years. "Doctor," Marcus said at his 2-month follow-up, "I finally understand what feeling good means again. My wife says it's like watching me wake up from a years-long hibernation. But sustaining this newfound energy requires protection from the cellular damage that accelerates aging. Without that protection, even the best circulation and energy will gradually deteriorate." That's why our third nutrient is absolutely critical. Vitamin E, the cellular protector. Let me introduce you to William, a 72-year-old retired electrical engineer who described his condition in terms that haunted me. "Doctor," he said, "I feel like I'm corroding from the inside. I can't explain it scientifically, but it's as if something is systematically dismantling everything that made me feel vital and masculine." William wasn't speaking metaphorically. He was describing oxidative stress, the biological equivalent of rust that accumulates as your body's natural defense systems become overwhelmed. Every moment of every day, your cells are under assault from free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cellular structures, DNA, and proteins. When you're younger, your antioxidant systems can neutralize this damage. But after 60, the damage accumulates faster than your body can repair it. Here's what most men never learn. Vitamin E specifically protects the Leydig cells in your testes, the specialized cells responsible for testosterone production. These cells are particularly vulnerable to oxidative damage because of their high metabolic activity. Without adequate vitamin E protection, these testosterone-producing cells literally burn out over time. Your hormone production doesn't just decline gradually. It can collapse suddenly when these cells become too damaged to function. Vitamin E also maintains the integrity of blood vessel walls, keeping them flexible and responsive. It prevents the chronic inflammation that transforms healthy arteries into rigid tubes, incapable of delivering blood efficiently. But here's where most men make a critical error. They assume all vitamin E supplements are equivalent. The synthetic vitamin E, D-L-alpha tocopherol, found in most drugstore supplements, provides only one component of what your body actually needs. Natural vitamin E exists as a complex family of 8 different compounds, 4 tocopherols and 4 tocotrienols. Your body requires this complete spectrum to provide comprehensive cellular protection. Natural food sources like raw almonds, sunflower seeds, extra virgin olive oil, and dark leafy greens provide this full spectrum. If supplementing, you must choose natural mixed tocopherols, not synthetic alternatives derived from petroleum. Williams' protocol included both dietary and supplement approaches: a daily handful of raw almonds, cooking exclusively with extra virgin olive oil, abundant leafy greens, and a pharmaceutical-grade natural vitamin E complex. The transformation required patience, but the results were remarkable. Over 4 months, William reported feeling more grounded in his body. His energy became more stable and sustainable. His mood improved significantly. Most importantly, his testosterone levels began climbing back toward healthy ranges. Not through hormone replacement, but by protecting his body's natural production capacity. "Doctor," William told me at his 6-month visit, "I don't feel young again, but I feel powerful again. Present, confident, alive. That's worth everything." But the real magic happens when all 3 nutrients work together in perfect harmony. The synergy revolution. Now, I want to share the story of Douglas, a 69-year-old retired high school principal who demonstrates the extraordinary power of nutritional synergy. Douglas had been experimenting with individual supplements for over a year. He'd tried vitamin D after reading about its benefits online. It helped moderately. He'd added B12 when his neighbor mentioned it might combat fatigue. That provided additional improvement. But it wasn't until we implemented all 3 nutrients together, optimized doses, superior forms, perfect timing, that Douglas experienced what he described as A complete system transformation. 2 months after starting the complete protocol, Douglas walked into my office with an energy and presence I hadn't seen before. "Doc," he said with a huge grin, "I feel like someone completely rebuilt my engine while I was sleeping." These 3 nutrients create what I call the Vitality Trinity, a self-reinforcing system where each component amplifies the others. Vitamin D opens your vascular pathways, ensuring optimal blood delivery throughout your body. B12 supercharges your cellular energy production, giving you the power to utilize that enhanced circulation. Vitamin E shields the entire system while supporting healthy testosterone production. Remove any element of this trinity, and the whole system becomes unstable. But when all 3 work in concert, they don't simply add to each other. They create exponential improvements. This explains why men who try individual supplements often see modest benefits, while those who optimize all 3 together experience transformations that surprise even their families. Douglas's wife actually sent me a thank you card that read, "Doctor, I don't know what you did, but you gave me my husband back. He's engaged, passionate, and fully present in a way I haven't seen in years." That's the power of addressing root causes instead of symptoms. But here's the tragedy. Most men never experience these benefits because they make a fundamental error that sabotages everything they're trying to achieve. The devastating mistake. 2 months ago, a 76-year-old retired carpenter named Henry entered my office carrying a large plastic bag filled with supplement bottles. He looked discouraged, frustrated, and honestly, a bit embarrassed. "Doc," he said as he arranged the bottles on my desk, "I've been taking all these vitamins for 10 months and I feel absolutely no different. Still tired, still weak, still struggling. I'm starting to think this whole vitamin thing is just expensive nonsense." Henry had made the same costly mistake that traps thousands of well-intentioned men. He assumed that all vitamins are fundamentally the same, so he bought the cheapest versions available. Here's what Henry didn't understand, and what the supplement industry deliberately obscures. The molecular form and manufacturing quality of a vitamin determines whether your body can actually absorb and utilize it. Henry's B12 was cyanocobalamin, a cheap synthetic form that requires multiple conversion steps many older men cannot perform efficiently. His vitamin D was ergocalciferol, D2, instead of cholecalciferol, D3, a form that's poorly absorbed and rapidly metabolized. His vitamin E was synthetic DL-alpha tocopherol, providing minimal protection compared to natural mixed tocopherols. Additionally, he was taking them inconsistently, 3 or 4 times per week when he remembered, instead of the daily consistency required to build therapeutic levels. When we transitioned Henry to pharmaceutical-grade, bioavailable forms, methylcobalamin for B12, vitamin D3 with cofactor K2 for enhanced absorption, and natural full-spectrum vitamin E, and he committed to daily consistency, his entire health trajectory changed. Within 3 weeks, Henry's energy levels stabilized. Within 6 weeks, he was sleeping deeply and waking refreshed. By month 2, he told me, "Doc, I finally understand what feeling healthy means. I honestly thought I'd forgotten." Henry's transformation wasn't exceptional. It's what happens when you provide your body with the right nutrients in the right forms at the right frequency. The difference between success and failure often comes down to quality and consistency, not just good intentions. Your personal vitality blueprint. Based on over 3 decades of clinical experience, Here's the precise protocol that has restored masculine vitality to hundreds of my patients. Every morning, begin with 16 to 20 ounces of pure water, followed by 1,500 to 2,000 micrograms of methylcobalamin, B12 taken with a substantial protein breakfast. Eggs, Greek yogurt, or lean meat provide the amino acids needed for optimal absorption. This timing ensures sustained energy throughout your day without the crashes associated with caffeine or simple carbohydrates. Immediately after breakfast, if sunlight is available, take a 20-minute outdoor walk. This stimulates natural vitamin D synthesis while regulating circadian rhythms for improved sleep quality. During winter months or cloudy weather, take 4,000 to 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 with your morning meal. The dietary fats enhance absorption, and morning timing prevents potential sleep interference. At lunch, focus on incorporating natural vitamin E through whole food sources. Raw almonds, sunflower seeds, extra virgin olive oil, or dark leafy greens all provide the full spectrum your body requires. If supplementing with vitamin E, take it with a meal containing healthy fats, avocado, nuts, or olive oil. Fat-soluble vitamins require dietary lipids for proper absorption. This midday timing provides antioxidant protection during your most metabolically active hours when cellular damage potential is highest. But here's the non-negotiable foundation of success: unwavering daily consistency. Your body doesn't respond to occasional efforts. It responds to reliable, repeated actions. These nutrients must accumulate to therapeutic levels over time. Think of it like strength training. Sporadic workouts produce minimal results, but consistent training creates transformation. Connect supplement taking to established daily habits: morning coffee, teeth brushing, or meal preparation. Set phone reminders if necessary. Most men begin noticing energy improvements within 2 to 3 weeks. Mental clarity typically enhances by week 4 to 6. Physical improvements in strength, stamina, and performance usually become apparent within 6 to 10 weeks. By month 3 to 4, the improvements are typically dramatic enough that spouses and friends comment on the visible changes. Remember, you're not just taking vitamins, you're rebuilding the cellular foundation that supports masculine vitality. This requires patience and persistence, but the transformation is worth every effort. Your new reality awaits. Let me establish realistic expectations for your journey ahead. You won't wake up tomorrow feeling 25 years old. That's neither the goal nor a realistic outcome. What you can absolutely expect is to feel like the most energized, confident, and vital version of your current self. Many men report noticeable energy improvements within the first 7 to 10 days. Mental sharpness often returns by weeks 3 to 4. Physical improvements in strength, endurance, and performance typically manifest within 6 to 10 weeks. The most profound transformations occur around months 3 to 4, when these nutrients have rebuilt your cellular infrastructure from the foundation up. Here's what consistently surprises my patients. The benefits extend far beyond our initial focus areas. Enhanced sleep quality, improved emotional stability, sharper cognitive function, increased motivation, and renewed sense of purpose and confidence. Your relationships deepen because you're more emotionally and physically present. Work and recreational activities become more enjoyable because you have the energy for full participation. You begin anticipating activities you'd been avoiding. This is the ultimate objective. Not merely feeling better, but reclaiming complete engagement with your life. You deserve to feel powerful, confident, and fully alive, regardless of your chronological age. Your journey back to vitality begins with a single decision. Make that decision today. If this message has ignited hope you thought is extinguished, share it with every man who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more transformative health content. And remember, your most powerful years can still be ahead of you. Take action now. Your future masculine vitality depends on it.